There are a lot of different ways you can light a portrait, but most of them start with understanding a few basic lighting patterns. Now, in this series, I'm breaking down the most common portrait lighting patterns and showing you how to create each one, what it does to the face, and when you might want to use it. Now, there are three main areas that I personally like to put portrait lighting into: facial lighting patterns, lighting direction or lighting technique, and secondary lighting or auxiliary lighting. Now, each one gives you a different way to control the light, shape the face, and create a specific look. In this video, we are talking backlighting. Now, backlighting is, as the name implies, lighting your subject from behind them. And there's a couple of different ways that you may want to do this. It could be you shining a light into a background to do a silhouette, or you could have the light facing the camera to do a silhouette. You essentially get the same effect. It just depends on how you set it up, how big your modifier is, what look you're going for, how much of your subject is in frame, all of those kind of things. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Let me show you how to backlight, and then we'll talk about some times when you might want to use this technique. Now, backlighting, now I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to really fully demonstrate this because I just don't feel like it. Now, if you want to see a full demo of how to do backlighting, leave it in the comment below. I'll do that video. But I think backlighting, all of these lightings that it's really more of a direction of light and not necessarily a light pattern, they are very straightforward. So it's very easy to understand how to do it. Okay, simply put, backlighting is lighting your subject from behind them, back. Okay, very simple. Now, when you typically would use this, especially when you're thinking about backlighting versus rim lighting, okay, backlighting is really used predominantly for doing silhouette type of images. So you want your background to be exposed bright, and then that way you can get a silhouette from your subject. That's typically what you're talking about when you talk about backlighting. Obviously, rim light and backlight can kind of be confused to be the same thing. And in a sense, they can be the same thing, to be quite honest. But at least for me, this isn't universal, but at least for me, when I think of backlighting, I'm thinking more of a silhouette type of shot, or a shot where I want the subject to be a little bit more mysterious. So I'm really lighting the subject from behind them. So that's what I think when I think backlighting. And again, it really is just a matter of having your light behind them. Now, as I had mentioned, that could either be you have your light facing towards your backdrop or whatever background you have, and it's bright enough to the point where your subject is in silhouette, or they're getting a little bit of bounce light, so they may have a little bit of exposure in those shadows. Or you can have that light right behind the subject. You often see that sometimes people will use a really big modifier of some sort, and that becomes the background, the backdrop. And then, you know, they have that light, and of course you get a little bit of wraparound light, so you still get some exposure on your subject. So that's typically what backlighting is.